Hello there, Gemini. It's Jen here from tarotspirit.net. Thank you so much for joining me. This is your April 2018 monthly tarot reading. I'm using the Vicevesra tarot. If you ever want to know which deck I'm using, I always put it in the notes below. Lots of times I get messages asking me what deck I'm using, so I leave all that information for you guys down below because I know lots of people are curious about that. Oops. Oh, this moon card keeps coming out. So those full moons, when are those moons in air? And oh my goodness, I can't talk. In April. So on March 31st is a full moon in Libra. There's a new moon in Aries on April 16th. And a full moon in Scorpio April 30th. So they may be important dates for you guys. I'm not an astrologer. Okay. So something's wrapping up this month for you guys. We have the World card. And the World card isn't negative. It's usually, it would be like when if someone was graduating from college. I don't think people usually graduate in April, but you know, someone could be finishing up school, ending a job and starting a new one, moving, any sort of milestone, or it's usually something like that. But you do have the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is all about getting to the point where you realize you need to walk away from something. Something has run its course. And this can be quite difficult because you've often put a lot of time and energy, emotional energy into a situation, whether it's, you know, a relationship or anything, a job, something. I mean, it can literally be anything where you've spent, it could be on a friendship, trying to help someone. And it can almost be hard to walk away because you feel like you've put so much time and energy. So I'd like to use the example of like a slot machine. I don't know if any of you have been gambling before. I've been a few times, and I'm a good gambler in the sense that I okay, I have $50 and that's all I'm willing to gamble. And once it's gone, it's gone. I'm not going to the ATM. My fund's over. And I stick to that. So this is kind of knowing your own, what you're willing to gamble, to risk, to give of yourself. What's your cutoff? What's your standard? And if you've ever played slots, you know, it's like once you're almost like, oh, my money's gone, they give you a little payout, right? They give you it's like they know how long I'm sure they do. Like people are going to get sick of it and give up or move on. And they give you, you know, they give you $3. They give you some more coins. They give you a payoff to keep you, to entice you to stay. But they're not giving you the big payoff. They're just enough to lead you on, to try to get you to spend more of your emotional currency. And so you can be in really far, you can be in years, you can be in marriages and family, and you really feel stuck then. And it's a really tough decision. So, but I think for some of you, you're like, I can't do this anymore. I am emotionally bankrupt. I have nothing left to give. So one thing about this card is to know your standards and be able to walk away. And I've done this myself. No, not walked away when I should have. Knowing when to walk away. Knowing that here are my standards. Here are my limits. And when someone hits there, you go. You go. And you don't stay in it. So then you're in, you know, to the point where you feel like you can't leave. So some situation, you are like, oh, that's it. I'm out of here. Look at, you're like, see me. It's like, here you are walking away. Here you are like leaving them in the dust. Potentially you're like, I'm out. Maybe it's a job. You're like, I'm outie. I'm getting a new job. You know, you're just going to see my dust as I peel out of this place. The chariot here, right in the center, it asks you, okay, where maybe have you gotten off track? Where have you had to take a detour because that's life, but you never course corrected and got back on your path? So April's going to be an opportunity to do that, to think about that. Like, wait a minute, I was always in good shape and now I'm 30 pounds overweight and how am I getting, how did I let that happen? Time to get back on track with that. Time to get back on track with being healthy. Time to get back on track with respecting myself and not being in relationships where people don't treat me well, having standards and having the confidence to stick to those and to stick to my course and stay on my path. And if I do hit some failures and detours, I get back on path. I don't let it completely derail me from where I'm going. These two people also have their backs turned, which is kind of interesting. So this is a choice about where you want to spend your energy. You're like, I don't want to spend my energy on something that is never going to pay off, that is just draining me. Whoops. So he's looking at a higher perspective. He's doing the thinking, figuring out that we just talked about with the chariot. Where do I want to spend my energy? Where is it going to benefit me most? And this isn't selfish. This is, hey, I've learned that putting a whole lot of time and energy into something, thinking I'm going to be able to fix it and fix the other person and control the other person. Sometimes control is disguised as, I don't know, codependency or something. Like wait a minute. I put a lot of energy into something that I shouldn't have. And now I realize that. Where am I going to put my energy in? Let's be wiser about it. Let's be more intelligent about how I do that in the future. And slow and steady wins the race. You're going to just take baby steps. It's okay. The chariot, you don't need to get to your goal immediately. You just need to get back on track. You just need to get back on course, and slow and steady, you'll get there. This all is going to bring about walking away. So while sometimes walking away from something like that Eight of Cups can feel like you're kind of blowing your life up and that's making it unstable or you're unsure, but it's going to actually bring about stability. It's going, and you will have stability. You will find, if it's a relationship, the right person. You will be successful. This is creating a solid foundation, actually. It's creating stability, not instability. And that's like, you have to get your head around that. Like you may feel like you're making yourself vulnerable, but by fighting those demons, those fears, feeling trapped in a situation, by saying, no, I'm getting out of this situation. Like, she's coming into the light. And you have to make yourself vulnerable, but otherwise you're going to be stuck here. And you don't want to be stuck in a situation where it's just constantly depleting you. So it's really positive. She stands on her own. She accepts 100% responsibility for her affairs. She can manage her money, her house, herself. She's fine. She's okay with being alone. She really lives authentically, and she doesn't live worrying about what other people think. She lives the way that she wants to be. So it's really inspirational. So it's time to kind of have a new phase in your life where you're really setting standards and you're gaining confidence and living your life for your goals and for yourself. So thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely April. Bye.